Hello there YouTubers and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be messing about with some guitar detailer for a matte finish on a guitar. I've had a matte guitar now for about a year and I've always wanted to see if I can find something that cleans it up other than using water. I've got this from Music Nomad. Says it's fine for matte and satin finishes. So I'm going to take the strings off it and clean it up and see if we can get some of the muck and grime off of it. So let's start by taking the strings off. I've got a nice easy job because I've got locking tuners on this guitar, which makes string changes very simple. So I will do that for you. I don't know if anybody else has got anything at all that they use for matte and satin finishes other than the Music Nomad stuff. I know a lot of people just use a wet rag. So put a comment in the bar if there's something else you use other than that. That would be useful for other people to know. So what as well, if anybody knows how you can get rid of the gloss that's starting to form on mine from obviously where I'm playing it, that would be great. I've been told or heard that the only way you can do it is by sanding the thing down. I don't want to get into that sort of involvement, to be fair. Yeah. Loosen the strings off and get them off and start working on it. If I can go the right way, or remember to go the right way. I have. There we go. They're all loose. Let's do it a lazy way. Cut them off. They're loose. Get the old strings out of there. I've had these on a while and they are starting to get rough. So while I'm changing the strings, I may as well give it a clean and see if this stuff works. I'm hoping it does. Well, you never know. Rubbish over there. Over there. I was reading up on this stuff. Apparently you can clean everything on the guitar with it. It's water based apparently. I don't know really what the other polishes have in them. Apparently waxes and petroleum and all sorts, but I don't know. I don't engineer stuff. I just use it. Well, I've got to give a bit of TLC to my guitars, as I expect many people do. It says I can do this one of two ways. I can either spray it straight on a rag or straight on the guitar. So I'm thinking, because apparently I can clean everything with it, I'm just going to go balls out and give it a spray directly on the guitar. So it works. There we go. And on the neck and everywhere, because it will clean up the whole thing. I don't know how that looks on the camera, because this is complete amateur hour. Give it a good wipe. Make sure I use the use one side for wiping in the polish, cleaner as it is, and then yeah, see how much it restores everything. Use all the pickups, the hardware. You see, it's I've been playing the guitar for about a year. I've had it cleaned once, but that was by a proper tech, not me. I'm not proper tech. I am fully just learning anything I put on the channel, and it could be anything random. I play guitar in a band, and this is something that's got to be done all the time, or well, as often as it needs to be anyway. I mean, I don't know if you can tell. It's definitely got rid of the smudges. There's still scratches on there. Let me know in the comments if you think that's actually looking better. I mean, that's just a simple wipe down. It's not anything dramatic. I mean, what I have got as well, but it's definitely got rid of the dirt. It's not damaged the coat, the matte finish, which is good. I'll get in under all the knobs. I didn't really want to damage the coating. I don't mind if it gets patinas and scratches, as pick scratches and stuff, but I mean, it's nice to have a black guitar, but to be honest, I wouldn't be too bothered. It's not really. Let's I'm going to try something a minute. I think we can put an extra bit on the bit where it's gone shiny and see if that actually does anything to it. Don't think it will. You can buff it out. Now it doesn't affect the shiny part. It doesn't renew anything. I didn't think it would do. I keep touching it and get more fingerprints on the blue thing. There we go. I'll tell you what I do have as well, which I can use. I've got some F1 oil I bought from as well. I normally just use lemon oil, but this stuff is supposed to be the best. I don't know if anybody else has ever used it. I haven't. I've seen it being used by many people. Yep. Keeping it all clean and hydrated. Try not to get it everywhere. And get rid of that. I'll tell you what, it has done a good job as far as I can tell from here. It definitely looks better. It's got rid of a lot of the smudges and nastiness. I mean, it'll only last until I start playing it again, and then it'll look just as bad. That stuff seems to work. I don't seem to use a lot of it either. So yeah, you know what you think. As that, I am quite impressed with that. It doesn't seem to have damaged anything, which I'm glad about. Starting to get obviously the gloss work now. Fantastic. Quite impressed by that. I'm glad. I didn't really want it to be nasty. I'm going to put a new set of strings on. I may as well. Licks of strings, that's what I normally use. Either these or D'Addario XS's. Yeah, I do prefer these, a polyweb coating on them. They seem to last a lot longer than even the D'Addarios. But there's not a hell of a lot in it, to be honest. I normally buy whichever ones are the cheapest at the time. So, yeah. If you want to stick around and wait for me to put these on, you can do. I could try some of that TV magic, but just filming stuff on your phone, it doesn't really work. So, yeah. Thread through. Pretty easy. Whichever one I find first. Should have done this first. Quite simple. Find a hole. There we go. There we go. Fiddly Joe. What a fun time you have restringing guitars. Tell you what, it is great, isn't it? Leave a little bit out there so I can get some tune in it. Tighten. It will. Yeah, that will do me. There we go. these. Tension on it. Should have used my power peg. I like to have a little bit just in case I decide to change the tuning on it. So I like to have a wrap around even with the locking strings. It doesn't really make any difference. It's just in case I want to put it in a slightly different tuning other than standard. There we go, that's that done. One down. 5 to go. So on the channel we want to put other reviews on other things and other tests and mess about with all sorts of things. Such as I want to rewire an SG, which I want to try and show you next. I've never done any soldering to that degree in my life, so I'm hoping to put that on the channel next. This is one of the kind of things I hope to put on it, along with any other random hobbies, and I do have some odd hobbies. Odd. Different. Guitar, enjoy fishing. I don't like to spend a lot of money on fishing. Try to find more inexpensive gear, so I'm hoping to bring you some gear products of stuff I can find on famous sites. For that, even some of the guitar equipment or equipment accessories I've purchased have been from very, very cheap sites. I know what you're thinking, should be using a winder, but get the strings in. Is there something in there? Oh dear, we have a power outage. And we are back. I don't know if that's worked. I didn't bother restringing my say one then the other, one then the other. There's so many things on this guitar, like tunematic bridges and compensated nut and reinforced neck. Never really have tuning stability issues and things like that in it, so I'm not bothered about doing each individual string. Some people do the top one and the bottom one, and all the rest of it. I never really found that much it makes much of a difference to any other guitars I've had or done. String them as they come, whatever seems easiest. I'll probably want to start on not Fender style guitars. I'll normally start from the bottom and work my way up, just because it's easier rather than anything else. I've got less stuff getting in the way. There we go. So much easier using locking tuners. So what? I've got an early ball power peg, which is great for if you don't have locking tuners. Just put them in where you're on, wind it, and off you go. And you can buy extensions for normal screwdrivers as well, which will be easier because your power peg things are a lot of money for what they are really, but they do work. They do the job. So I'm going to do this one next. 10 through 46s. See quite obviously the polymer coating on these Elixir strings. I mean, I don't know what that is. It's probably just a marketing scam. But it does seem to make the strings last for a really long time. So I can't complain about that, that's for sure. Absolutely lasted. I think the last ones have lasted 9 months. These Elixir strings before he started, and they didn't actually sound bad. It's because he just started tearing my fingers up. I play quite a bit. I play at least 4 to 5 hours every week. You know, it's probably not as much as a professional, but you know, can't all be professionals. Go with that. Get a few wraps around it. Probably won't get a few wraps around it, and always misjudged his string. Stretch out the strings. Can't be happy with that. I'm happy with that situation. Can we? Absolutely not. Yeah, put a comment in there to see what strings you recommend. Other than the Darius and the XS. I've always wanted to try the Ernie Ball Cobalt ones. But to be honest, they're always a lot of money, and I didn't know whether they were worth actually buying or not. I don't know many guitarists. In fact, I don't think I've ever met anybody that uses them at all, which is a shame. You say Ernie Ball are the most bought strings in the whole of the world. I suppose when I first started playing guitars, that was the easy go-to because they weren't a lot of money, and yeah, you could easily find them anywhere, you know, regardless of where you were. You would find Ernie Ball strings, and they're always available in every kind of gauge you wanted. I mean, this is proper amateur hour. It's probably luthiers out there watching me going, what the hell are you doing, son? Don't do that. That's alright. I'll give it to them when I screw it up and pay them to fix it. So I'll keep them in business. Last one, the D string. Oh. Put the restring on for you. Just something else to watch. I know I watch Zim's guitars, and there's Mild House Studios as well for things like this. I do enjoy watching people build, fix and maintain things like this. As most people do, to be fair. It's fun to watch, and you can try and learn something from it. I mean, most things you watch nowadays for tutorials to learn how to do something comes off of YouTube. But this again isn't to teach you how to do this. I'm not probably the best person for that, but it's just to see what that stuff was like. And to be fair, I think it's done a pretty good job of cleaning that up. It was really effortless. I was expecting to give it have to do a couple of coats. I've used the Dunlop stuff in the past. That's okay. Should really do that and do the strings, but you know, I forget every time. I'll be buying a new nut before long. There we go. Right, there we go. All done, all clean, all nice. Hey, thanks for watching.